Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I came to life coaching in a roundabout way, but not really, and it's probably similar to a lot of you guys out there. I've always loved helping people. I had my own issues when I was a kid. I would say that most of them were about feeling different than everyone else and not feeling like I fit in. And I hear that a lot from a lot of my clients and a lot of the MITs that we talk to, mentors. So I found myself, I found a great mentor um, in jazz drumming. And I found a true great teacher. And I had gone to so many drum teachers and so many quote unquote mentors in drumming. They never called themselves that, but in a way that's what they were, right? And when I found this true great master, Jim Blackley, what I learned was that you can only be as great an artist as you can a person. And I loved that. And as someone who had always taught and loved teaching drums, he wouldn't let me teach for 3 years. I'm easier than that. And said, it'll take you a year or two just to understand what I'm doing. And so I stopped teaching, which was hard because I love teaching. And I learned the art of life through drums. And I was also doing what was called Reiki work, healing work in Montreal. That's where I'm from originally. And I did a lot of work in Reiki. And I had a whole bunch of psychotherapists sending me people. And so I had a good practice there. One of the things I discovered was that the work seemed to work, but after about a year, a third of the people I'd worked on in Reiki were still doing great or better, and a third were doing okay, and a third were not doing so well. And with enough investigation, it became very clear that the first group did something that the other two groups didn't do. And every day they did something creative, something reflective, and something physical. And that the real job of, I think, of a great mentor is to incorporate in our mentees, our clients' lives, something that incorporates those three. And that's what I did. So when I started working with clients and having them do, it could be so creative. It's usually something your parents said you never make a living with and you gave up. And I say, man, go do it. And it really brought some richness back to people's lives. And something reflective, it could be visualization, it could be meditation, it could be prayer, whatever that client wants. And for me, it's meditation. And the creative part for me is composing music and singing and playing piano, playing drums. And then something physical, walking is the best thing. And I try to get about 30, 45 minutes every morning with my dog going out for walks and do it electronics free. So those are mine. And what happened was that when I started coming to Toronto and seeing a lot of young kids having issues, I was doing music theater projects. I decided that I was going to give them an opportunity to empower themselves to be the teacher for 15 minutes once a year. And it was through that process I found all these kids who had anxieties about performance, anxieties about speaking, which is slightly different. So I started working on those things, and I said, I'll never let you go up until you say you're ready. And then as I got through that, I said, by the way, little Skeeter also has issues with video game addiction and bathroom issues. And so it was a slow and steady progress to take the healing work I had done and the meditation work I had done and use these things to create an organic growth of this process. And that's how it began. And I've always loved sharing with people. I've always loved learning from people. And as a mentor, I get to do both. It's awesome.